Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are presented by the Hula Bowl. Today I have with me a diamond in the rough. His name is Bryce Witt. He's a quarterback out of Chowan University. How's it going, sir?
I'm pretty good. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. Big physical dude, man. I mean, you're a huge quarterback, 6'3", 230 pounds. Probably one of the best Division II quarterbacks we got out there. So let's talk about really just you. Bring us up to speed a little bit. Give me like a brief background, if you don't mind.
Well, I'm Bryce Witt. I'm from Dinwiddie, Virginia. Um, about 30 minutes south of Richmond, Virginia, the capital of Virginia. Grew up there, small blue collar town. Grew up in, so always enjoyed the lifestyle that I kind of grew up in and appreciated it. Football wise, I was a 3-year starter in high school at Dinwiddie High School. Not really too much recruited out of high school. My only scholarship offer was Chowan University, so very grateful for that opportunity to even be able to play collegiate football. Most definitely. Ended up coming to Chowan, earning the starting spot as a true freshman. Been a 4-year starter at Chowan since 2017, so very blessed for the opportunity Chowan's given me, and just grateful for the opportunity to play college football as well.
Great. So what makes Chowan like a special place to be? Like really, why do you like Chowan so much?
Well, Chowan, it's just a great atmosphere for students and athletes as well. Everybody, it's a small campus, small school, about 1,000 people. One thing that's really helped me out that I honestly can say school-wise with Chowan is the professors know your name. They know you by name in class. They're always willing to help you schoolwork-wise and athletic-wise. Um, Chowan's just been a great place for me to be able to focus on football and school. Just not too much to do around here. You kind of make the most of it. Got to drive about 20 minutes to go to bowling alley, stuff like that. It's not small town, but it's definitely a place where you can lock in and focus on what you got to get done and handle business, which I think for me has just been a good thing to have.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, definitely when you're the star quarterback there, putting up some of these gaudy numbers. I mean, I would believe that probably everybody in the whole town should know your name. So I don't know if you hide under like a hat or something, or obviously everybody's got to walk around with masks. Maybe they don't know you, but
Yes, sir.
obviously the beard's going to stick out a little bit. So I mean, they'll be able to know who you are. So.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Bryce, obviously a quarterback, been very successful there. Just recently named Offensive Player of the Year for your conference in the CIAA. So, how do you feel about that accolade there?
Honestly, it was a great honor to just be named Offensive Player of the Year. Kind of growing up as a kid, you see all these guys who win MVP, Player of the Year, stuff like that. So just being able to just have that honor is a great thing. And just this season alone, going in, this was my senior year. New head coach, Coach Markall was his first season as the head coach this year, and we posted the best record in school history this past year. So not only just winning player of the year, but being able to do that and just compete at a high level just was a great way to kind of end my senior year.
Gotcha. So let's talk about you as a quarterback. I mean, I know you got a little mobility in your legs there. Haven't been used so much, at least in that regard, this season. But generally, talk to me about you as a quarterback. Like, how would you describe your, overall? Assess yourself. Give me your strengths and weaknesses, and really what makes you a really good prospect at the next level.
One thing for me, I would just say from a physical perspective, I'm like you said earlier, 6'3", 230 pounds. So not an easy guy to bring down. A lot of people always kind of compared me to a younger Big Ben who was able to kind of extend plays in the pocket and just blitzing backers just not going to come in there and bring me down with an arm. So one thing that I think I've been always pretty good at is being able to extend plays and just kind of make plays. I can win in the pocket, kind of just reading the defense in the pocket. But when the play breaks down as well, I think that's kind of when I'm at my best, being able to extend plays and get out of sticky situations, get out of sacks, and kind of extend the play and just let it fly. Sometimes make plays that kind of turn into backyard football a little bit. That just kind of a playmaker. That's what I'd kind of describe myself as one of my strengths. Some of my weaknesses, I mean, uh, just kind of mobility, like you said. Not a huge run that, but I'm not a slow poke either. But
No,
just
I mean, I'm just saying, like prior to this year, because I mean, again,
oh
like you
yeah,
said, with a new coach, like new scheme, new everything. I mean, if you look at the stats, you were moving in some RPOs and stuff, like back in 2019. So
yes
it's
sir,
not
most definitely.
it's not
20
like you're a statue. So
yeah, 20, I think 2018, my sophomore year, I had about 680 yards rushing. And then 2019, I was close to 500. And this past year, like you said, it kind of went down about 150. But just kind of like I was getting at earlier, kind of just making plays is kind of one thing that would say my strength is. And on the goal line this year, we did kind of use me in the run game, kind of just plunge it in short yard situations, being a bigger guy. So that's one thing I definitely would say.
So
Did pretty
I was looking back at some of your stats, man. So I mean, don't sell yourself short as a runner. I mean, back in 2019, you ran for 183 yards.
against
As
McKendree.
versus McKendree, dude. So I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, somebody out there couldn't catch you. So I mean, that's really one of your better games. So um, uh, let's talk about some of these other games, man. I mean, this year you had a couple of several great games, really. One of which was a 7 touchdown game. And then you had another game, also like in the 400, yard mark. I mean, talk to me about this offense and maybe how that has developed with the new coaching staff.
One thing for sure, we've been able to get some playmakers. We got playmakers on the outside that are able to make plays for sure. Just kind of get them the ball and let them work. That's what we kind of let the receivers and running backs do. When you get pressure, and just kind of one thing that just over time being a 4-year starter, that just experience kind of helped me out for sure. Definitely knowing when to make what play, don't forcing the issue. I've definitely had some times in my career where I've tried to always try to make the big play instead of just moving the chains, moving the chains. And I think one thing this year that kind of focused on was getting completions and just moving the chains. First downs equal touchdowns is kind of what been preached. First downs equal touchdowns. So kind of just this past year, we had a lot of been able to make a lot of plays on the outside. Our receivers definitely helped out there. We had a really good running back who was good out the backfield, kind of being able to catch the ball. He was really deadly. So we had some weapons this year offensively that definitely helped me out for sure.
Gotcha. So, obviously, as a quarterback, I mean, oftentimes people just kind of put this role of leadership on you because, I mean, you are, the quarterback. I mean, how do you, I guess, view yourself? I mean, do you view yourself as the leader of that football team? I mean, and if so, like, what kind of leader are we getting there? So, chat with me about you and your leadership skills.
Yes, sir. Most I was a captain this year of the football team, so being a leader definitely quarterback position. It kind of naturally comes with that position. You have to be able to you have to know everything on the field on the offensive side of the ball. You have to be able to organize the offense and run it at a high clip where like your coach wants you to, and just have the guys have to be able to trust you. They want to be able to trust you that, like my coach always says, you got the keys to the offense. So you got to go out there and execute, and just the offense is going to run through you. You're going to be the executor when it's on the field. You're going to touch the ball every play. That's one thing about the quarterback position. So the ball is going to be in your hands, and you just got to lead the guys to make sure that they're doing the right thing. You got to be the leader out there. That's one thing about the quarterback position that for sure. Type of leader I kind of am, just kind of lead by example, being able to kind of motivate guys. One thing about me since I've been here for 4 years, you have a lot of guys, been around a lot of guys. You got to learn how to motivate each and every person. Not every person is motivated and taken from step A to step B in the same way. Some guys you got to really get on them and jump them. Some guys you got to pat them up, kind of love on them a little bit better, try to get them to the next level. Kind of, everybody has their own way of being motivated to try to get better. So that's one thing about a leader that I'd say I'm pretty good at, is being able to learn my teammates and help them get better for sure.
Great. So let's kind of ease into talking about some of your moments there. As a quarterback, making all those great plays. Obviously, in order to get there, we got to go through a week long of really preparation. I mean, a lot goes into it when it comes to film room, weight room, and practice. Tell me a little bit about you in the film room. Break things down a little bit about how that has developed over the years and how that has really, helped your game.
Yes, sir. So I kind of have like a film study chart that I kind of go through. So we kind of start watching. The way I do it is Sundays. I kind of go through and watch the opponent's last 3 games that I kind of get detail what they've been doing recently and stuff. And then you kind of go through, watch Monday. I kind of go through, watch all the rest of the earlier games, kind of figure out personnel wise who's going to be playing. Look on the outside, see what kind of matchups I like, where they are lacking, in my opinion, at a certain position, or where their strengths and weaknesses are for sure. Kind of going on from that, you kind of go on blitzes, looking for blitzes as a quarterback. You got to know how they align, who's coming, certain positions. That way you're in control of protection at the quarterback position. You don't want to have guys running free, of course, as a quarterback. So learning the blitzes, learning the defensive scheme is something for sure. What they do on third down specifically is down that you would like to execute on. Want to be able to keep drives going. So kind of tendencies on third down, tendencies what they do. Of course, as a quarterback, got to learn coverages. So go through coverages. What's their base coverage? Do they have certain tendencies, certain percentage wise? Do they like to do cover 2 more? Do they like to do cover 3 more on certain situations throughout the game? So film study kind of just it's been kind of learned by experience more each and every year of what I need to do, what I need to learn. Because when you're out on the field and you know what the defense is most likely doing, that is a great feeling when you step up, look, scan the defense, and you already know what they're probably going to do before they do it. It's honestly a great feeling as a quarterback.
Awesome. Real quick, I mean, I know you also got to get in there, get into the weight room. I mean, you're a quarterback, but I mean, you're still an athlete. You're still a football player. So, give me maybe like your approach to the weight room and maybe even a favorite lift.
For me, power clean is my favorite lift for sure. It's something that, honestly, coming to college, I mean, I came from a high school program, pretty successful program. So weightlifting was something that we took pride in for sure. We lifted very often year round, power clean, and kind of getting to college. That's kind of a lift that I was kind of ahead of some other players, that just because they didn't, power clean is a very technique oriented lift. You have to have good technique if you want to throw the weight up. So coaches were kind of, I don't know, some high school programs must not power clean. I know a lot of guys sometimes come in and don't really have the best technique for that. So trying to help guys out with that, definitely power cleaning was my favorite lift. I actually broke the Chowan quarterback power clean record, 345. My power clean.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you have a guy that looks like a linebacker, I mean, come on now, that's not even fair. So, I mean, I get it. So, I mean, obviously, breaking records there as the quarterback in the lifting, it's like, of course, right? So, tell me about one of your best moments there on the field. Maybe one play that really like sticks out in your brain. Like, tell me about your biggest highlight so far.
Well, I'll go through one. Just like, I know throwing my first college touchdown was a great feeling. That was a great feeling. Kind of just coming in, not going into like Christmas time my senior year, not knowing if I was going to play college football, and not having any really attention out of high school, and coming in just kind of like an underdog story at Chowan, kind of earned the starting spot as a freshman. And first drive of my freshman year, threw a touchdown pass. That drive went 5 for 5, first college drive with a touchdown. That was a great feeling, of course, and just kind of over the years, just you have plenty of memorable plays. Just being able to just make plays, score touchdowns. Scoring touchdowns is fun. So,
Of course it is. So, um, let's go ahead and move on a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to keep an eye on our time. So, I mean, let's go ahead and just, I don't know, let's learn a little bit about who Bryce Witt is outside of sports. I mean, Bryce actually being your middle name, first name is actually Steven. I found that out. Talk to us about, Stephen Bryce Witt and who he is outside of a Chowan quarterback.
that is kind of the first thing I do go to. People always say, "What's one thing that not many people know about you?" Even my team, well, most of my teammates know it now because once they learned my first name was Steve, and I get called, "Hey, Steve, Steven," this, that, and other. So they all, of course, they love to joke around and call me by that. So actually, this season I got called Steve a ton by just students, random students. They're like, "Your name's Steven?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." So that's one thing that I kind of always tell people. But one thing that I love doing outside of football, just of course, video games nowadays. Kids love playing video games. So actually a funny story. I know COVID was a thing, so we didn't have Chowan started an esports team in 2020. So esports, the video game kind of sport that they have going on, kind of up and coming. Um, so during 2020 season, we didn't have football. Of course, we were still doing stuff in the still doing stuff as much as we could with the coronavirus going on. We didn't have a season then. So Chowan hosted a Madden tournament and kind of went out there and just was like, let me go play for fun, this, that, and the other. Have a lot of teammates, of course, playing in it. They always want to talk junk about Madden. They always talk video games, whatever. And so I ended up, the final two ended up being on the esports team. So I ended up losing the championship to a former linebacker of ours, Ari Bowles. He beat me in the Chowan championship. So Chowan's in the Conference Carolinas for most, actually every other sport, but football. They're still in the CIAA for football. So it was the Conference Carolinas had a Madden esports championship or whatever. So all the schools played in it, and I ended up winning that whole thing.
That's amazing, dude. So
Kind of
everybody
funny
everybody
story.
everybody thinks they're good until you go up against until it's a competition and you go up against everybody. So that's
Yeah, that was
awesome.
actually, it was pretty funny. They everybody jokes with me because they have pictures of former players in the basketball arena, the Hawk Athletic Center. They have pictures of former players and current players, and there's a picture of me of playing football, throwing a pass in there, and then there's also a picture of me with the headset on, with the controller in my hand, playing video games, and I have my glasses on. I look like a complete nerd, but everybody makes fun of me. All my football players make fun of me, but uh, hey, I guess conference champion, right? For me.
Hey, I mean, whatever you want to hang your hat on, I mean, I definitely understand. So, love that you have that accomplishment under your belt. Again, just kind of going back to your accomplishment this year. Again, being the offensive player of the year for the CIAA, first team all conference. Obviously, I mean, having a really excellent career. Obviously, there's got to be maybe some scouts that come in and out, maybe see you, some of your teammates. I want you to take a moment and really just kind of address all those scouts that might be watching, and give them maybe your pitch as to why maybe they need to know you more, give you the opportunity at the next level. So go ahead and give them your pitch.
One thing about me, I'm definitely gonna come in and work hard. That's coming from a town where it's just blue collar, hardworking people. I think that's kind of just embedded in me. Just growing up in a hardworking family, working for my grandma, she didn't give me any slack. Growing up as a kid during the summertime, I remember she used to just give me a shovel, go dig a ditch down the driveway, just go work. That's one thing. Got to earn your keep around here. So a hard worker, definitely for sure. student of the game. I'm very passionate about the game of football. Want to learn as much as possible. Want to just embrace the process. That's one thing that I think is important. Just embracing the whole process. Football is a year-round thing. You don't want to just stop. You want to continue to get better in the weight room, in the film room. Kind of just your biggest jumps are when in the off season, in my opinion. So that's where you just get better as a player in the off season. I'm definitely going to be a hard worker and just student of the game. Just want to learn so much about the game of football. It's just my passion, just what I love to do, play the game of football. And of course, on the field, I think you're just going to get a playmaker, somebody that's just going to go out there competitive, hate to lose, man, hate to lose. I'm just going to go out there and compete, just want to go out there, just play the game of football. It's one thing I love doing. Just go out there and make plays, score touchdowns, have fun doing it. It's one thing about me for sure. Going to have fun playing the game that I love to do.
Awesome. I mean, again, one of the key members of that team that's really helped turn that program around there at Chowan. I mean, obviously, like I said, probably one of, if not the best Division II quarterback out there. So definitely a player that I feel like a lot of scouts need to know, need to watch, need to go back, watch your tape, see that you can do a whole lot of different things. I mean, again, if you go back and watch some of these other games where you were literally throwing up Madden-like numbers and it's like almost 500 yards and 7 touchdown passes. I mean, obviously, you get a guy who looks a little like Big Ben. So, I mean, maybe, it might actually, translate well to the next level. So, Bryce, do appreciate you coming on for this interview, and best of luck to you moving forward.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Once again, I got with me Bryce Witt. He's a quarterback out of Chowan University. Definitely check him out.